7 Little Johnstons, fans slam Amber for insufferable attitude toward Bryce, constantly excluding Bryce from family events. For over a decade, the Johnston family has captivated audiences with their heartfelt reality TV journey on TLC's The Little Johnstons. At the center of the show are Trent and Amber Johnston, parents to 5 children: Elizabeth, Jonah, Anna, Alex, and Emma, all of whom have dwarfism. Their story has been one of resilience, love, and triumph over adversity, offering viewers an intimate look into the daily lives of a close-knit family navigating unique challenges. However, in recent seasons, a growing tension has emerged, one that has sparked widespread backlash from fans and ignited a firestorm of criticism, particularly toward matriarch Amber Johnston. The focal point of this controversy? Bryce, Elizabeth's husband and the son-in-law of the Johnston family. Once warmly welcomed into the fold, Bryce has increasingly been portrayed, both on-screen and through fan interpretation, as an outsider, often sidelined or excluded from family gatherings, celebrations, and even casual moments. As episodes have unfolded, viewers have noticed a troubling pattern: Amber's cold, dismissive, and at times outright hostile behavior toward Bryce. What many once saw as a loving, inclusive family now appears fractured, with Amber at the center of the divide. Fans have not held back in expressing their dismay. Across social media platforms like Instagram, TikTok, Reddit, and Facebook groups dedicated to the Little Johnstons, a chorus of criticism has emerged, with thousands of viewers accusing Amber of displaying an insufferable attitude toward Bryce. Hashtags like #JusticeForBryce and #AmberIsToxic have trended, while fan-made videos dissecting Amber's interactions with Bryce have amassed millions of views. The narrative is clear: Amber is seen as the primary force behind Bryce's isolation from the family, and her behavior is no longer being tolerated by the show's once loyal audience. At the heart of the issue is a perceived imbalance in how Bryce is treated compared to the rest of the family. While Elizabeth and Bryce married in a joyous, televised wedding in 2021, a moment that was meant to symbolize unity and acceptance, subsequent episodes have shown a stark shift. Bryce, who is average height and does not have dwarfism, was initially praised for his adaptability, patience, and genuine efforts to bond with his in-laws. He learned to navigate a home designed for shorter individuals, adjusted to the family's routines, and frequently expressed admiration for the Johnstons' strength and spirit. Yet, as time went on, subtle signs of exclusion began to surface. In family dinners, Bryce was often seated at the end of the table, physically distanced from the core family unit. During holiday celebrations, such as Christmas and Thanksgiving, the camera frequently captured Bryce lingering on the periphery, smiling politely while the rest of the family engaged in inside jokes and shared memories. Amber, in particular, was often seen avoiding eye contact with Bryce, speaking to him in clipped tones, or redirecting conversations when he tried to participate. One particularly telling episode centered around a family road trip. The Johnstons packed up their specially modified van for a weekend getaway, but Bryce was notably absent. When viewers inquired about his whereabouts in the comments, the explanation offered was that Bryce had work to do. However, fans were quick to point out that other family members, including Trent and the children, had also had work or school obligations in past episodes, but were never left behind. The inconsistency fueled speculation that Bryce was being intentionally excluded. Another moment that sparked outrage occurred during a family game night. As the Johnstons played charades and laughed together, Bryce attempted to join in, only to be gently but firmly told by Amber that this is a family thing. The comment, though seemingly innocuous, was interpreted by viewers as a direct snub. Comments poured in: "How can you call it a family thing when your daughter's husband is standing right there?" And "She made him feel like an intruder in his own home." The tension escalated when Elizabeth and Bryce moved into their own home, a step toward independence that should have been celebrated. Instead, Amber was filmed expressing concern that Elizabeth was pulling away from the family. While parental concern is natural, the way Amber framed the situation, blaming Bryce for taking her daughter, struck a nerve with viewers. Critics argued that Amber was failing to recognize that Elizabeth is an adult with the right to build her own life, and that Bryce was not a threat to the family but an extension of it. Perhaps the most damning evidence of Amber's attitude came in a candid moment during a family therapy session aired in season 10. When asked how he felt about his relationship with his in-laws, Bryce opened up about feeling unwanted and like I'm always on the outside looking in. He admitted that he tried his best to fit in, but often felt dismissed or ignored, especially by Amber. I love Elizabeth more than anything, he said, but sometimes I wonder if I'll ever truly be accepted. Amber's response was telling. Rather than expressing empathy or acknowledging her role in his feelings, she deflected, saying, I just want what's best for my daughter, and implying that Bryce's presence changed the family dynamic in ways she wasn't comfortable with. She did not apologize, nor did she offer reassurance. Instead, she doubled down on her emotional distance, leaving Bryce visibly hurt and viewers furious. Social media erupted. Fans accused Amber of being controlling, insecure, and unable to let go of her daughter. She acts like Bryce is stealing Elizabeth from her, but Elizabeth isn't a possession, one fan wrote. Amber needs to grow up and realize her daughter is married. Others pointed to a pattern of favoritism, noting that Amber is often seen doting on her other children while offering Bryce little more than polite nods. Psychologists and relationship experts who have commented on this situation suggest that Amber may be struggling with separation anxiety and a fear of losing her role as the family matriarch. When a child marries, it's a natural transition, explained Dr. Laura Simmons, a family therapist. But for some parents, especially those who have been deeply involved in their children's lives, this can trigger feelings of rejection or obsolescence. Amber may not even realize she's pushing Bryce away, her behavior could be a subconscious attempt to maintain control. However, experts also emphasize that such behavior, if left unaddressed, can have lasting consequences. Excluding a spouse from the family creates rifts that are hard to repair, Dr. Simmons added. It puts the married couple in a difficult position, torn between loyalty to their partner and loyalty to their family. Over time, that can erode the foundation of the marriage. Fans are now worried about the long-term impact on Elizabeth and Bryce's relationship. While the couple continues to present a united front on social media, their interactions on the show have grown more strained. Elizabeth has been seen defending Bryce, but also pleading with him to give Mom a chance and be patient. This balancing act has led some viewers to question whether Elizabeth is being emotionally manipulated. She's stuck between her husband and her mother, one fan commented. No one should have to choose. 7 Little Johnstons, will TLC launch a spin-off for Anna Johnston? Fans demand new show. Since its debut in 2015, the 7 Little Johnstons has captured the hearts of reality television audiences around the world. The TLC series follows the lives of Trent and Amber Johnston and their 5 children, John, Elizabeth, Anna, Alex, and Jonah, who all live with achondroplasia, the most common form of dwarfism. Over the years, the show has evolved from a family-centered docuseries into a cultural touchstone, sparking conversations about disability, family dynamics, personal growth, and resilience. As the series continues to thrive, one question has been circulating fervently among fans: will there be a spin-off centered on Anna Johnston? Anna Johnston, the third child and only daughter among the Johnston siblings, has emerged as one of the breakout stars of the show. Her journey from a shy, introspective teenager to a confident, independent young woman has resonated deeply with viewers. As Anna steps further into adulthood, pursuing higher education, navigating romantic relationships, and carving out her own identity, it's no surprise that fans are clamoring for a dedicated series spotlighting her life. With the popularity of spin-offs becoming a staple in reality TV, especially on networks like TLC, the idea of Anna living her truth or Anna's journey isn't just wishful thinking, it may be an inevitable next step. From the early seasons of the 7 Little Johnstons, Anna stood out for her quiet strength and emotional depth. While her brothers often dominated the screen with their larger-than-life personalities, John's humor, Alex's athleticism, and Jonah's charm, Anna's story unfolded more subtly. She was the peacemaker, the thoughtful one, the sibling who often processed life's challenges internally. Yet, as the series progressed, Anna began to claim her space, both within the family and in front of the camera. Her journey through adolescence was marked by moments of vulnerability and growth. Whether it was dealing with the pressures of high school, confronting insecurities about her appearance, or navigating the complexities of dating as a young woman with dwarfism, Anna's experiences felt authentic and relatable. Her openness about mental health, body image, and self-acceptance has made her a role model for many viewers, particularly young women facing similar challenges. One of the most defining arcs in Anna's story has been her romantic relationship with her boyfriend, Ricky Chavez. Their love story, which began during their college years, has been a central narrative thread in recent seasons. Fans have watched as Anna and Ricky supported each other through personal and professional milestones, from moving in together to discussing long-term plans like marriage and children. Their relationship has been portrayed with sincerity and warmth, offering a refreshing depiction of love and partnership in the disabled community. It's this evolution, from a reserved teen to a confident, articulate young woman in love and building her future, that has fueled fan interest in a potential spin-off. Anna's story isn't just about growing up, it's about claiming agency, overcoming societal barriers, and redefining what it means to live a full, empowered life as a woman with dwarfism. TLC has a proven track record of launching successful spin-offs from its flagship reality series. From 90 Day Fiancé spawning multiple offshoots to Sister Wives and The Little Couple inspiring extended storytelling, the network understands the value of deepening audience engagement through focused narratives. A spin-off centered on Anna Johnston would not only satisfy fan demand but also align with TLC's broader strategy of highlighting personal journeys and diverse family experiences. Moreover, Anna's story offers rich thematic material that extends beyond the scope of the original series. While the 7 Little Johnstons focuses on family dynamics and collective experiences, a solo show could delve into Anna's individual aspirations, career goals, and personal challenges. Viewers could follow her as she navigates graduate school, explores career opportunities in psychology or advocacy, and builds a life with Ricky. The show could also spotlight her advocacy work, including public speaking, mentoring young women with dwarfism, and promoting inclusivity in media and education. A spin-off would also provide a platform to address topics that are often underrepresented in mainstream media. For instance, Anna could explore the realities of dating and intimacy with dwarfism, discuss reproductive health and fertility options, and advocate for better accessibility in housing, healthcare, and public spaces. By centering Anna's voice, the show could foster greater understanding and empathy, challenging stereotypes and misconceptions about people with disabilities. Many fans cite Anna's relatability as a key reason for their support. "Anna feels like someone I could talk to for hours," wrote one viewer on Instagram. "She's real, she's kind, and she's not afraid to show her struggles. I want to see more of her journey." Others emphasize the importance of representation. "As a woman with a disability, seeing Anna succeed and be happy gives me hope," shared a follower on TikTok. "We need more stories like hers." Fan campaigns have even included petitions and letter-writing initiatives directed at TLC executives, urging the network to greenlight a new series. While TLC has not officially commented on the possibility of a spin-off, insiders suggest that the network closely monitors audience engagement and social media trends when making programming decisions. Given the volume and intensity of fan support, it's likely that Anna's name is already on the radar for future development. Despite the enthusiasm, launching a spin-off is not without its challenges. For one, Anna would need to be willing to step into the spotlight as a solo lead. While she has grown more comfortable on camera over the years, carrying an entire series requires a different level of commitment, visibility, and emotional investment. The pressures of fame, public scrutiny, and the demands of filming could impact her personal life and mental well-being. There's also the question of content. While Anna's life offers compelling material, sustaining a full series would require a steady stream of storylines. Would the show focus on her relationship with Ricky? Her career ambitions? Her advocacy work? Or a combination of all three? The success of the spin-off would depend on finding a narrative balance that feels authentic and engaging without veering into sensationalism. Additionally, there's the risk of overexposure. The Johnston family has already been in the public eye for nearly a decade. Some fans worry that splitting the family story into multiple shows could dilute the original series' charm or create tension behind the scenes. There's also the possibility that Anna's journey, while inspiring, may not have the same broad appeal as the family-centric format that made the 7 Little Johnstons a hit. If TLC were to move forward with an Anna-focused series, the format could take several directions. One possibility is a traditional docuseries similar to the 7 Little Johnstons, following Anna's daily life, relationships, and personal milestones. Episodes could explore her graduate studies, her efforts to find employment in her field, and her experiences navigating the world as a woman with dwarfism. 7 Little Johnstons, Amber flaunts big win. For over a decade, 7 Little Johnstons has stood as one of TLC's most enduring and heartfelt reality series, chronicling the lives of a close-knit family navigating life with dwarfism. At the heart of this inspiring story is Amber Johnston, a woman whose strength, resilience, and unwavering spirit have made her not just a fan favorite, but a symbol of empowerment for people with disabilities across the country. Recently, Amber has made headlines with what many are calling her biggest win yet, not in the traditional sense of fame or fortune, but in the form of personal triumph, advocacy, and long overdue recognition. This is not just a milestone for her, it's a beacon of hope for others who have felt unseen or underestimated. Amber Johnston, married to her high school sweetheart Jonah Johnston, has spent much of her public life in the spotlight, sharing the joys and challenges of raising 5 children, 3 of whom also have achondroplasia, the most common form of dwarfism. The show, which premiered in 2013, has documented everything from medical procedures and school struggles to proms, graduations, and family vacations. But behind the laughter and light-hearted moments lies a deeper narrative, one of perseverance, identity, and the ongoing fight for dignity in a world not always designed for people of short stature. So, what exactly is this big win that Amber is now proudly celebrating? It's not a new season announcement or a ratings triumph, though the show continues to perform strongly. Instead, it's something far more personal and impactful. Amber has been honored with the 2024 National Disability Advocacy Award for her tireless work in promoting inclusivity, accessibility, and self-acceptance. Presented by the Little People of America, LPA, in partnership with the National Organization on Disability, the award recognizes individuals who have made extraordinary contributions to improving the lives of people with dwarfism and other physical disabilities. For Amber, the honor is both humbling and validating. When we first started the show, I never thought we'd be taken seriously as advocates, she shared in a recent interview. We were just a family trying to live our lives. But over the years, I realized that visibility matters. If our story can help one person feel less alone, then every challenge has been worth it. The award ceremony, held in Dallas, Texas, was a moment of profound emotion. As Amber took the stage, dressed in a custom-fitted navy blue dress designed to accommodate her proportions, the audience, a mix of disability advocates, medical professionals, and fellow little people, rose in a standing ovation. Her speech was heartfelt, honest, and filled with the same down-to-earth wisdom that has endeared her to fans for years. I used to think that being different was a burden, she said, voice steady but eyes glistening. I spent so much of my youth trying to blend in, to not draw attention. But now I see that our differences are not something to hide, they're something to celebrate. And if I can stand here today as a mom, a wife, a business owner, and an advocate, it's because I finally learned to love myself, flaws, height, and all. The journey to this moment has not been easy. Throughout the years, Amber has faced her share of obstacles, from accessibility issues in public spaces to insensitive comments and societal misconceptions about dwarfism. She's spoken openly about the emotional toll of raising children in a world that often misunderstands them, and the constant need to advocate for accommodations, whether in schools, healthcare, or everyday life. But rather than retreat, Amber has leaned in. Over the past few years, she has become increasingly active in the disability community, speaking at conferences, participating in awareness campaigns, and using her platform to push for change. She's collaborated with architects on accessible home designs, worked with clothing brands to improve sizing for people with dwarfism, and partnered with schools to promote disability inclusion in curricula. One of her most impactful initiatives has been her work with pediatric endocrinologists and genetic counselors to improve early diagnosis and support for families expecting a child with dwarfism. So many parents feel scared or unprepared when they get that diagnosis, Amber explained. We want to make sure they know they're not alone. There's joy, there's love, there's a full life ahead, and we're here to help them see it. Her advocacy extends beyond the medical and educational spheres. Amber has also become a vocal proponent of body positivity and mental health awareness. She's been candid about her own struggles with self-esteem, particularly during adolescence, when she felt isolated and insecure. I remember looking in the mirror and wishing I could be taller, thinner, normal, she recalled. But now I look at my reflection and I see strength. I see a woman who raised 5 amazing kids. I see someone who refused to give up. This transformation didn't happen overnight. It was forged through years of self-reflection, therapy, and the unconditional support of her family, especially Jonah, who has stood by her side through every challenge. Jonah is my rock, Amber said. We've been through so much together, surgeries, parenting struggles, public scrutiny. But we've always had each other. And that makes all the difference. The award has also brought renewed attention to the broader mission of 7 Little Johnstons. While some critics have questioned the ethics of reality TV centered on disability, fans and advocates alike argue that the show has played a crucial role in humanizing dwarfism and breaking down stereotypes. Unlike exploitative portrayals of the past, the Johnstons present a balanced, authentic picture of family life, complete with laughter, conflict, love, and growth. We're not perfect, Amber said. We argue, we make mistakes, we worry about money and health and the future, just like any family. The only difference is our height. And that shouldn't define us. The recognition has also sparked a wave of support from fans and fellow advocates. Social media has been flooded with messages of congratulations, with many sharing how Amber's journey has inspired them to embrace their own identities. You gave me the courage to stop hiding, one woman wrote on Instagram. I started wearing heels again, not to be taller, but because I finally realized I don't have to apologize for my body. Another fan shared, my daughter has dwarfism, and seeing you on TV every week made her feel normal. Now she wants to be a teacher, a mom, a leader, just like you. Thank you for showing her what's possible. Even beyond the disability community, Amber's win has resonated. Mainstream media outlets have picked up the story, highlighting her as a role model for resilience and self-advocacy. Articles in People, Good Housekeeping, and The Today Show have celebrated her journey, emphasizing the importance of representation and the power of using one's platform for good. But perhaps the most meaningful response has come from her children. Elizabeth, the eldest, spoke proudly of her mother's achievement. Mom has always been my hero, she said. She taught me that it's okay to be different, that kindness matters more than anything, and that you should never let anyone dim your light. Seeing her get this award was one of the proudest moments of my life.